Millions of rand were reportedly spent to ensure anti-illegal immigration protests remained peaceful. But was this money well spent, or could it have been used elsewhere? In today's video, we'll break down what happened, why such a massive security operation was necessary, and what this means for South Africa moving forward. Authorities deployed a significant security presence during anti-illegal immigration demonstrations in several communities. Stay until the end because we'll also discuss the debate that's dividing many South Africans.
When there was looting that happened during COVID, you did not see this kind of energy coming from President Cyril Ramaphosa or the South African government, to a point where police was in the looting as well. Can you believe it? They are there for law and order, but they got involved in the looting. That's just a crazy thing to think about. But that is South Africa for you. But the amounts of energy, 600 and something million rand that gone into this march today from the South African government is shocking. It's shocking. Now all of a sudden, hey guys, we gotta, because South African people have woken up and South African people are tired of what they're doing. And so look at this. Cyril Ramaphosa deployed the police to stop South Africans. To his shock, the police started shouting. Look, just look at the amounts of energy this South African government have all of a sudden put into going against this march.
Uyazi, as I'm sitting in the car, I'm wondering exactly how was the 600 million spent? Because that was a lot of money. So as a civilian, I'm sitting here wondering, would I be wrong if I am to ask for the cost breakdown as to how the 600 million was actually utilized on the 30th of June? And I'm just speaking on the grounds of it being public funds and all, just being curious so that we can know in the future, should I be in the position of allocating 600 million, how would I go about breaking it down, and what are the other costs that were involved to ensure that 30 June happened the way it did? So I'm just curious, am I being too curious or what?
Bafowethu, so tlhakatlhakano di jive maphambuka tswafa ke ntwe government ya South Africa e nya gore shapang ka yona. So acting police minister elo re lebitso lai ke Firoz Kachalia. Last number of fetso ano ntsha go medieng a botsa bafana ba lo rekse re tlo allocate 600 million rand into the police force gore bafana ba le ba stocke di pepper spray, bafana ba le ba stocke dilo di raba bullet va ya ntwe tlatlang e ralanga di 30. So bafana ba le mamahata ba file department ya maphodisha zaga 600 million gore ba khono handle this thing ya unrest e ralanga di 30 tsa June va ya ma South Africa ba protestela undocumented foreigners. So last number xe ke ntshitse zake le stock di tear gas le stock di raba bullet bafana ba le ba South Africa he ba baisisa ma undocumented foreigners ba shapeka di raba bullet le ba shapelenga di tear gas. So to mesana so tlhakatlhakano di jive man ibri can take ntwe tlatlang e ralanga di 30 tsa June ka mkholiti. So maphodisha ba allocate 600 million into the police force gore bafana ba le ba be ready for unrest e tlatlang e ralang ka di 30 tsa June. Ba bafana ba le ba bona violence bona ba bona tlhakatlhakano maramba ntwe iralang ka South Africa. So ba tse di chance ba ile stoka di raba bullet, ba ile stoka di tear gas, ba ile stoka di pepper spray ya gore bafana ba le ba South Africa if ba tlarela mandofa a shibale ke bona ba tla utlwa ka bullet fela go mora wa tlho tlhakatlhakano di jive. So ma South African ba di butso rexe ape zake le rekang stoko so re thuntsha ka yona ke zaka ya rena, ke zaka rena ya taxi le tsa zaka taxi le reka di
Zero, 600 million, ukamugapi. All of this for just one day of protesting and understanding the truth shall set you free. So, lalela mtomnyama. Let's go back as well move to the very beginning. Do you remember when I told you kuti khona something ekuthiwa United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, and umsebenzi wabo is to protect ama refugees, ama undocumented immigrants? Understand ukuthi bona they help with illegal assistance, refugee documentation, child protection, education support, healthcare, yonke lento I mentioned it. Kukhona namanye, there are others just like the International Organization for Migration and others engeke ngiwasho because izosuswa le video. Hlakanipha-ke mntomnyama, and remember ukuthi ngo-2025 i-UNHCR yanika iSouth Africa imali engango-33 million, that is about u-600 million rands. Leyo mali was meant ukuthi iSouth Africa ivule amabhoda angena ama-refugees and iSouth Africa to support lawo ma-refugees. And understand, ngomhla ka-22 June 2026, iSouth Africa received u-600 million. It's just that this time sesiyazi ukuthi imali iqhamuka akufani na last year. Loyo 600 million owani, allegedly it is to deploy additional police officers to identify hotspots across provinces, overtime pay, operational cost, transport, accommodation, public order, policing, working with security agencies. Konke lokho, they are saying 600 million is for this. Imali ingenile, ama-orders akhishiwe. Now they need to make sure that umntomnyama stops lento yakhe yokuphazamisa umsebenzi, and so the real game begins. Obvious bayayifuna le mali, but ukuze bayithathe they have to make it look real on paper. That means every payment will appear legitimate, every invoice will have supporting documents, every transaction will comply with ama procedures adingelayo, but at the end of the day imali will end up in their pockets. Now that imali sifikile, obviously they are gonna divide it amongst themselves. Benze sure ukuthi everyone gets ikhathi and umntomnyama angaboni ukuthi lokho kuyenzeka. Once imali sebehlukaniselene yona, they will try to introduce ama distractions to make sure that you forget ukuthi zolo lokhu you are fighting uthi abahambe. Understand ukuthi new political debates will emerge, entertainment, ama distractions go social media, entertainment ka sports, ama distractions, economy kuzoba khona something eyenzekalayo. They will be ama distractions that will make sure ukuthi wena you forget, and slowly kancane you will revert back to normal life. Ukhohlwe ukuthi hayibo kade ngithi abahambe. Khona abazokhokhelwa to make sure that you forget. Khona abazokhokhelwa to make sure that kuba khona ama-trend that will make you ube distracted. And of course, kuzoshaya insuku zokuvota mase siyahamba siyovotela isitha. After that, the system continues as usual, because it always happens. Siya protest, imali ingene, then they divide imali amongst themselves. They make sure they
I can tell you that it's going to cost the South African Police Service over 600 million. That's what it costs when there are efforts to destabilize the country. Additional funds. We're making those resources. So this is a special operation because such threats have been made on social media and so forth.
600 million, more than 500 million. You, but it saved much what it did for any cause back with Lord. I want a match get it. The date about deadline or about what's my. So knowing our government equal have or I want a match get it. The date deadline or all illegal and documented migrants lorry. So 600 million ki mo loreng panel ba e tlhalositse gore ba re ba deploy le private security e tle ba thushe gore go ya ka bona ba need manpower. Nna thoma re kwa the word private security. You guys, la di tseba ke re di owner ja di private security ja mo South Africa. Madlanga commission ra di tseba ke South Africans. La tseba most of but ba lo reng ba hirilwe mo di private securities ke mai. Bontši ba batho ba hirilwe go di private securities companies ke ba tswa kwa ntle. So you can imagine if South Africans, let's say vele batho ba tlo matcha, ne, and then government ya rena e deploy maphodisa plus mashole barle if needs be, and then private security is gonna be there vele. Ba boletse gore budget ya 600 million e ba badile. Hey, ba go tseba bona bo kra di $10. So private security je di tletse ka ba tswa kwa ntle. Ba tswa ka ntle shiba setse le bona go tlo dirala. O batlo yo wa tsa mmusho wa rena wa riska or vele ke nto o nyaka gore e diragale. South Africans bona ntengo gapa e kgonege di foreign nationals we know gore majority of them ba berekela di private companies, right? And then the same private companies ba di deployer for di match tša di 30 gore e be bona ba tlabe ba hold ba e ba di law enforcer mo di South African citizens. How can the foreign nationals di enforce law ko ma South African? Hey, by law we know they believe gore the South Africans di wrong. So already schedule bona re go tlotla movie yana mehutama nte arme fe ke risk le bona ya di private security ke risk re tlo bona movie history has taught us ne ka human rights ba le ba di human rights commission what I can never hear the foreign nationals ne re bona every time mo go bolelwa ka di human rights ba ema in favor of foreigners in South Africa. Yo gore ba paletse go iphitlha mo le gore di South Africans da ba mara ke movie mang o dirang ke human rights commission ke mola di South Africans di research di kra lore yo e leader ke di foreign nationals ka mo ba re ke South African Human Rights Commission kanjani the same as the private companies tše ba re ke tša security tša South Africa still le tsona di majority ke di foreign nationals. So le gona bona re tlo ba le repeat ya ntola ne tlhaga go South Africa Human Rights Commission. What a risk, or is it intentional? Guys, re leader king, ne tla feleletša.